Hi, boys and girls. Well, we're still looking at transportation and the different ways that people get from there to here and here to there. Well, sometimes getting here to there can be kind of tricky. So people have to try and solve the problems that they come across. One of the ways that they solve these problems is by changing the land as they see it. So let's take a look at the ways people can change the land to fit what they need. People change the land. And I can see that they've used a great big machine there to help change the land. Let's take a look. People change the land. I can see two more vehicles that they're using to help change the land. People change the land. How are farms and cities alike? How are tunnels and bridges alike? How are lakes and dams alike? These are all ways that people change the land. Digging and planting. Before people changed the land might look like this. People change the land when they dig and plant. Farmers change the land to grow food. So we might not necessarily be able to get much food from this environment. So people change the land so that they may grow crops to make things like bread. Like we need wheat for that. So they create wheat fields. So they're changing the land so we can have food. Houses and cities. People also change the land when they build. Building houses changes the land. Exactly. Because, as much as I would love to live in a tree house, most of the time we have regular houses in apartment buildings and trailer parks and things like that for us to live in. So they have to flatten the land to create housing developments. Building cities changes the land too. What do you think the land was like before the city was built? I bet you it probably looked a lot like this one. Now, looks like this. People change the land. Before people change the land might look like this. Neat. People change the land when they build bridges. Bridges let people visit both sides of the land. So now if I live on this side, it's much easier to get to the other side so I can visit other friends or get to work or school, and I can use this bridge. In this one, I'd probably have to use a canoe or a kayak, maybe even a rowboat. That would be a cool way to get to school. So bridges can make traveling easier. Tunnels. A mountain is a tall piece of land. Before people changed the land, a mountain might look like this. People change the land when they build tunnels. People use tunnels to go through a mountain. So it's much easier to drive my car through a tunnel than it is to try and zigzag all the way up and over a mountain to the other side. That might take me days to do that, whereas this might take me 20 minutes. So tunnels are definitely a way that we change the land for transportation. Dams. Before people changed the land, a river might look like this. People change the land when they build dams. A dam controls the flow of the river. So we might not want so much water coming down. So we might want to collect it so that we can have water for housing developments. So we build a dam to collect water on the other side and only let a little bit through. But that can make it hard for the fish that used to live in the river or the animals that used to live there. So we have to be careful about how we change the land. Lakes. Sometimes people use dams to make lakes. Making lakes is another way that people change the land. People make lakes to keep water in one place. Some of these lakes give us water to drink. Whereas before, this used to be a river that flowed, and now it's a lake. We're collecting that water. Change the land. Dig a hole, plant a garden. You can change the land. That would be changing the land for a positive way. If you're building a garden that will help nourish you and also put plants into the ground, which will then produce fresh oxygen for us. So it's a good way to change the land. Here we've got words to know, our index, and the end. So I want you to think of some ways that people have changed the land for transportation, and that will help us get from there to here and here to there.